All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Buster on the Weekend here. I am your host, LC Buster, and this here is my co-host, Naja here, for the topic of the day, for the thought of the day, I'm gonna recite. I did say topic of the
Hey,
day. Hell no,
hey, look, all right.
man.
We
Yeah.
on, we on.
Ah, all right, so for the thought of the day, we're gonna recite a verse from Luke 12:15, and it says, and he said to them, take care and be on your guard against all covetousness, for one's life does not consist in abundance of his possessions. So the lawsuit that Mr. R.B. Graham, aka White Boy, has filed against his own record label, Universal Music Group. And in the lawsuit, it pretty much describing that that the label had used Drake to boost streaming on Not Like Us, that was made by Kendrick, that was the nail in the coffin to end the beef with Drake. And also in the lawsuit, he also sued a lot of reactors because of them reacting to the song that he got his ass kicking. I want to know what's your opinion about that, including the string or the reactors getting also put in the lawsuit, which I find that shit unfair.
I mean, when you come out of being one of the biggest artists like Drake, um, it's kind of like his career is having a setback. I can't be opinionated on it in terms of, I'm a fan of Kendrick, you know what I mean? But I don't want to be biased about what's going on. You get what I'm saying? I don't think it's a fair shake of what Drake is going through, but in terms of him suing everybody because something is on the table for him to do that, it's just it's a crazy situation right now, especially with the Super Bowl coming up. So you got to do everything you got to do because you don't want to hear wop 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 wop. I mean,
scared for his life, man. That lets you know how your Zolly jumping like a motherfucker. But he probably took I know for sure that he gonna perform TV off at their stadium for sure. And then with SZA being beside him
30 for 30.
30 for 30, and then Luther, and now with
I think
SZA,
Luther is not going to be one of them. I don't think Luther is going to be one. Knowing how Kendrick performed at the Grammys and all, typically his romantical songs, they always they're played at solo acts, not at no ceremony, if that makes sense to you. Like the Grammys, BET Awards, you don't get too many of his romantic songs. Like, you ain't finna get ADHD on stage. You ain't finna get love. You ain't gonna get that on that stage. If you do, then it surprises me. I mean, just seeing some of the Kendrick concerts played back.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Luther is. I think 30 for 30 is gonna be one where he can move the crowd and wave.
Yep.
But Drake, in terms of how the way he's going about, suing UMG, the company that he signed to and that distributes his music, I think that's a bad move to try to play chess like kings do. And then you got him suing the reactors. I think people have their freedom of press anyway to do it, so it's a lot of things that ain't gonna work in his favor. But also, he rescinded the trade. I mean, not rescinded. He rescinded the UMG request after saying that it was a logical move. I was saying that. Were you aware of that part for the UMG lawsuit, though?
So it was a logical move on who's in traits.
Yeah, he said it was illogical, so he rescinded that part.
Hmm. I pretty much say it was an illogical move for him to to file a lawsuit that he did after getting his ass kicked. I can say that.
The fines,
uh,
man.
yep.
But I
Sounds like.
mean, I think in terms of how the way it will probably play out in either New York or San Antonio, where both petitions were to basically, sue UMG for their music press, it's not a good look for Drake, because everybody is pretty much seeing what Kendrick was saying in the music. Then, you know what I mean? Not to be against white folks. White folks tend to say that he is a part of the culture because he has, a black father, white mom, whatever, you know what I mean? But being a part of the culture is accepting the fact that, you know what I mean, the streets tend to the streets say who won the beef. You get what I'm saying? Not your record label. Why are you suing the record label when the streets are the people who speaking for you? The masses, the people that you got rattled up behind you are speaking. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got people in Canada saying that Kendrick won. You got people in the United States saying that. People across the globe that are kind of, used to the music industry, going for Drake and him being the hottest star since 2009?
Yeah, 2009 was when he started. The first song was Best I've Had. That was the first song that played on the radio.
Right.
And
I was going to say, can't deny the man's catalog. It's been so much behind that beef that sparks controversy, and it's leading up to the Super Bowl. Even if the Super Bowl does help a lot of artists boost their streaming service and revenue, or whatever album sales that is contributed to, the Super Bowl don't pay the performers anyway. It be the sponsors. Yeah, you didn't know that?
Nah.
They're invited. They get their contributions by streaming services, albums increasing sales, and also, just the exposure for performing.
Damn.
You got people like Beyonce. Yeah, you can look into it. You got people like Beyonce, Travis Scott, Michael Jackson. All of them had big album sales behind the fact that they performed at the Super Bowl. And they had an increase in seeing viewership for their stuff. Get what I'm saying? So I think the NFLPA, the NFL Players Association, pays a percentage to the performers or the background ones, but a lot of time the artists end up paying for, their own performance at the Super Bowl. But they get the exposure, and it helps them, get more money in on the due process. So that's how that goes. So Kendrick is going to actually get more exposure, from just dropping his album. For GNX, I don't know if that's his official album for making a statement. Then again, I think he has an album coming up behind that. I don't know. But the fact that beef went the way it did.
Give me one second. I'm sorry. What's good, everybody? When I was editing this part of I was pretty much editing the episode. I overlooked this part here where I got slightly distracted. But it's all good though. Yeah. I mean, but you're right about the streaming services and everything, and then the type of character that Drake puts on, it's pretty much a way of saying that looking for validation, in a desperate way. That part too. And that what Kendrick had discussed on most of his songs. Him being a master manipulator and stuff like that, and being in his about to be being in his now late 30s and still acting still acting like he's young, still in his 20s and everything. You know, I have discussed in this in episode before that Drake, you know, he makes music for the younger generation as of right now. Cause you look at how his music is compared to like when he first started off, you know, it wasn't the same. Just like his 2013 album. After 2013, I believe that's when that, you know, hit a shift into his music. The type of songs that he put out is on has on that changed. Especially when
I
he
was gonna
started.
say for all the dogs and anything on up from that point, it's like I wouldn't say that it's a different Drake. But I would say Drake caters more to every type of audience. It's not just the younger folks. You know, you got some older folks, you know, listen to him, but I know depending on your demographics, you're gonna have people who listen to Drake for what they think is worth listening
Right.
to. And
I thought it was a chicken. I thought it was a chicken leg. I had to
nah, it's
look
a good
at
old green apple.
it.
But I was gonna say I had to kind of disagree that it's just for the younger generation because he been doing this for generations. You know what I mean?
Right.
Since once again 2009, he been running the charts, pop, hip hop, whatever you want to say. But no way is he better than Michael Jackson.
Nah. No, way. No way. Might been around since the might be popular since the 70s. Before Thriller. Disaster 5 and stuff. He was popular around the time. Temptations were coming amongst Smoking Robinson and them. Yep.
Right.
So now he no Michael he no Michael Jackson. He might got the same skin like him, but nah. But you know, I wasn't like saying that you know he's that you know Drake music wasn't it's not just gonna be for the younger people, but it's just you know it pretty much changed through the years a bit. Even though we might see some glimpses of who he was when he first started off, especially during his take care days and everything. But you know, it just
I would
pretty
say,
much it's just pretty much
but
it's just pretty much involved in a way of trying to stay relevant as you know as he ages and stuff. That's
and
why
I
it's
think
like
that's
more
what
like time. Yep.
I was gonna say. It's with a lot of artists who are like that though. But I'll say the same for Kendrick. He got a certain type of audience that knew about him coming from this city. He having Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, to Pimp a Butterfly, Black Panther, Turn Around, Half Damn, Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper, to GNX. I would say from the jump, Kendrick was showing a slope of gradually maturing, accepting his role in the industry, wanting to win the heart of the fans, to doing everything, to making it a popularity contest and crushing one of the biggest artists in the year run last year, 2024. But I mean, for Drake albums, I'm not going to say that it showed signs of maturity and what differences it made, because his always had a mixture of, you know, different textures, different lightness in it. You know what I mean? The melodies, the rapping style, the hard guy. But we didn't get that hard guy really. We really didn't get that hard guy into Scorpion. You know what I'm saying? And
That
then,
part.
not just for all the dogs, I mentioned that earlier, but I mean, in terms of his music, we're not going to really say his music evolutionized and saying that he was mature, because it really had many life stories. You know what I'm saying? He kind of put fillers inside of his music. So I'm not going to say in terms of his success that, though, like I said, he catered to a certain type of crowd. And you hear a lot of people that like him say that he didn't win. I mean, he won the beef. For the people that like Kendrick, they took it out perspective and actually broke down the lyrics and the people who associated with him to say why he wanted to be.
Exactly.
And then,
His lyrics was like way deeper, and as people started continue to listen to the music and the disses that he made, so you're gonna realize that some of the lyrics are actually making sense and everything.
right,
And it pretty much shows just now. Look at the actions that Drake is putting off and stuff. Just not being humble to admit the fact that he lost.
right. Then he got what's the name of that freestyle recently that he made?
Fight hours.
Yeah, he mentioned Bron, and he put in a text just saying that he didn't know that these type of people would turn their back. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
saying that he had his mama's permission for what? When Kendrick had mentioned to what song that was? Euphoria.
Where was the bar again?
Drake had said, and I quote, hold up. Drake said in that what's the name of that freestyle again?
Taylor made.
No, it ain't Taylor made. That was going on. I think I'm going to get off that. I ain't even going to make that a discussion because
yep.
Him having his mother's permission. Basically, he mentioned that he had his mother's permission to do all the things that he had going on in the industry. But this also comes from
you're a grown man.
This come back into reference when Kendrick told Drake's mom to sit down because her son's a sick man. You defending yourself every time Kendrick made a line. It was Meet the Grahams, what I'm referencing to.
Right.
Meet the Grahams. Kendrick went off on Drake. He talked to his son. He talked to his mother. And he talked to who else? Drake personally.
His dad.
Yeah.
He mentioned his dad in the first verse too. Dennis.
My fault. I ignored that part.
It's all good. You're still getting his ass kicked.
It's a sick venue, man.
Yep.
But another news other than the Super Bowl, we got to talk about the health before wealth and the conditions we tend to put ourselves in. When it's all said and done, do you focus more on your well-being or the stress that comes with a job or enabling yourself to make more money, pushing yourself over the edge? What is your perspective on those type of things?
Well, when I say health before wealth, it means that how mentally and physically are you able to withstand the certain challenges within the workplace and stuff. But at a point in time that a workplace hazard can happen that leads to an accident to where you might end up breaking a shoulder, or you fall from 10 feet doing a construction work on a ladder or something, or maybe you get your hand crushed by a brick or something. That what happened to me about a couple of years ago. But as any of those things that can't happen to you, part of you wish that you was back at work, back to making money and providing for yourself or if you have a kid that's on the way or already have a kid, that already been into this world that you want to provide for, it really sucks in your mind that you can't work like you really want to. But on the other end, you have to think about make sure that you are like 100% functional, especially on the mental side. When I mention like being mentally capable, it means like not letting things easily distract you while you focus on the goals that you are achieving.
Right. When I think of health before wealth, I tend to think of which is more important in terms of that. I mean, everyone likes wealth. Everyone likes to talk also about riches, but wealth doesn't compare to. I mean, riches don't compare to what you have in wealth. And you know what I mean? You can have the mindset for wealth, but are you in a condition to maintain that wealth and grow with it?
Right.
I think you have to be able to have the mental fortitude and be in condition. You have to condition yourself to be ready for what is to come. And if you're always the type of person having subtle withdrawals and you find yourself disconnected because you're working so hard to make a time for either that company or other people, you'll never have wealth that you dreamed of. So you got to be able to challenge yourself in another way, making sure that you're mentally and physically capable, even spiritual if it comes down to it. It's a lot of steadiness when it comes to talk about being healthy in the mindset, and I be wishing people well on that type of stuff. Sometimes you got to take a week off or some days or whatever is recommended for you, even some hours. Or, just be like, fuck it, I'm going a little late. Because sometimes it don't be worth it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it don't be worth it. You go in and you snapping on everybody, you probably get fired. Never know what the occasion is. Sometimes you got to be able to take time for yourself. You got to take time for your family. And sometimes you also got to take time for what it is. You get what I'm saying? Things come up and you be able to prioritize what is more personal. Like what most is personal. Let's be real. Some nowadays, these jobs don't give a fuck about you or your wealth. If you lose it all today, they're not going to really contribute. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to be mindful of those type of things. Health before wealth to me is definitely the thing, not wealth before health.
Well, that part. And then like you said, some jobs don't kill about how mentally unprepared that you're ready. They just really expect you to come work. But how can you like be ready then?
I guess I'll share it. I'm listening.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was saying most jobs want to be to show like every day, but at a point in time they gotta understand that in order for that in order for you to perform well on the job, you have to take some time off in order to be better for yourself. When it comes to teamwork, people always want to talk about teamwork on the job, but it's only right to individually take time for yourself, take time yourself, get better at the things that you are messing up on individually in order to help the team become better. Just like in basketball, for sure.
I mean,
in order for the team,
I was gonna say, in order to even be on that team, you gonna be able to. You gonna have to know how to. You gonna have to be healthy. You can't come in there with no weak ass mindset on no team. So,
right.
Some people take it to head that for some people it's not personal. For me per se, I don't take it personal when I take time for myself, because I know what I'm able to do for others and what I can't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know when my mind is jacked up, when I'm not in the right state of mind. I confirm that all the time with people. I do a self-diagnosis to see, where I'm at. And Some people might feel something against that, but it is what it is. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Cause like you could be fit, cause like you could be physically fit and prepared, but you know it's all about on your mental, on the mental side of things. Because you know things will be unbalanced for you if you like not both mentally and physically prepared.
Yep. Yeah, and that's pretty much how it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for some people, doing things for themselves is a key part in their daily essentials. And I feel the same way for myself. Excuse me on that part. I got to understand the. Yeah, I got to understand the art sign.
It's dope. It's dope. With them. Stay in tune, people, for that.
I hope so. Can't even get the tripod to sit up. What were you saying?
I was saying, you know, it's always well, it pretty much like you know, it's gonna be pretty much unbalanced for you on an individual standpoint if you are not both mentally and physically prepared. Because like you can be physically there, but mentally you like elsewhere and here.
Yeah, you know, working for other people and thinking of the times that I want to create my own company, I'll be like, man, I'd be so ashamed of if I was to take time and do things. But sometimes I be coming to the realization like, what would my mental state be like if I started my own company? And I keep on questioning until one day I might officially do it. But I'm saying in terms of health, I still think what factor in is, will my health be good working for somebody else my whole life? Get what I'm saying? Versus me actually taking something and accomplishing it and being better on my own. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
All the things that you go through and have to deal with these companies and the people that steal your lifetime from you. It's like, as a child, we were just given, you know, a free trial at life. And then once we got out of being a child, we got a fucking, you know, payment plan that we've been on, taxes and everything. So, like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Everybody meant to work and we steady meant to move around. I don't mean to complain, but that shit is really like, sometimes it do get stressing. Like stressful. Stressful. It does get stressful as hell seeing like your time taken by these companies, and it ain't about where you want to be. It's just the fact that you get tired of doing it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's better for you to be happy doing something you enjoy and taking time for yourself, enjoying it when you under that type of stress, instead of being under the scrutiny that comes with being for a company or the people that don't even give a fuck about your health. Get what I'm saying? So at least you could wake up every morning and feel better about your health.
Exactly. And then you come to work all pissed off and everything, you know. Then next thing you know, they're gonna be starting saying like, oh, this guy's gonna be a problem. So, sir, one might have to suspend you for a minute or let you go. It's shit like that, man.
And I think people,
huh?
You were going to say, I was going to say, I think it's exactly like that though. It's a lot of stuff that goes behind, you know, it's a lot of stuff that goes behind the doors that we tend to try to unmask for ourselves and trying to make sure that we don't put off we don't want to expose our problems to other folks when it comes to our health, our mental state, our physical state.
Right.
We don't want nobody breathing down our neck when we go to these places of work or when we go into, a different environment. Like sometimes that shit don't feel right sharing it. You get what I mean?
Right, right, right.
It don't feel right. I can tell you a lot of people be, victim of circumstances definitely when it comes to stuff like that. But I tell you, like, I'm very certain, like, in terms of stuff like that, I don't want to be in no more situations either.
That part. And that's why we say, health comes before money. Because either way, you can't take it with you when we go.
I be thinking that all the time though. We got another series of. I think that probably need to be like a different segment, like each episode that you have for Bust on the Weekend to bring people in and talk about their condition and mindset and when it comes to health before wealth, to talk about something like that. So that can be something you can put on the board for other folks to make conversation about.
Gotcha. All right, and that's all that we have for you all today. Tune in for next weekend for sure in the evening, Saturdays, sometimes Sunday evenings, and we will see y'all then. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
What's good, everybody? For this episode here, it was going to be longer. We had like an extra 15 minutes of recording, discussing the third topic that we had planned on talking about, but Nigel had unintentionally had turned his camera off a little bit after he had went to the other room to finish our recording session. But people make mistakes at the end of the day. All is good for sure. But I hope that everyone enjoys this new episode that we present to you. And be on the lookout for our very first guest to join the podcast next weekend as the Super Bowl comes around, and also the All Star weekend, which is the weekend out. Tune in every Saturday, sometimes Sunday, for more episodes in the future. Let's do it again. Peace.